Deep in a jungle, where the sunlight dappled through the leaves like spilled honey and the air smelled of sweet flowers and damp, happy earth, lived a little tiger cub named Ravi. Ravi was a wonderful little cub. He had stripes the color of a sunrise, a nose as pink as a blossom, and 4 big, soft, clumsy paws that he hadn't quite grown into yet. His home was a cozy den, tucked behind a curtain of weeping figs, where he lived with his mother. His mother was a magnificent tiger, graceful and serene. She could move through the undergrowth like a silent, flowing river, a whisper of orange and black. Ravi loved to watch her. He loved everything about his jungle home: the cheerful chatter of the monkeys high above, the cool mud that squished between his toes, and the fat, warm rocks where he liked to nap in the afternoon sun. But there was one little thing that frustrated Ravi. He was not very quiet. Oh, he tried. He wanted so much to be stealthy like his mother, to pad through the forest without a single sound. But his paws, which were perfect for playful pouncing, seemed to have a mind of their own. One morning, Ravi saw a beautiful feather lying on a patch of moss. It was a brilliant blue, dropped by a passing macaw, and it seemed to glow in a stray sunbeam. "Oh," he whispered to himself, his whiskers twitching with delight. "I will sneak up on it so quietly it won't even know I'm there." He crouched down low, just as he had seen his mother do. He wiggled his bottom, getting ready for a playful pounce. He took a tiny step forward, placing one big paw down with great care. But instead of silence, there was a loud crunch. He had stepped on a dry, brittle leaf. The sound was as loud as a falling coconut in the quiet morning. The little blue feather, caught in the puff of air from his clumsy step, fluttered up, and danced away on the breeze. Ravi sat down with a thud and let out a long, soft sigh. His ears drooped a little. "Oh, paws," he chuffed sadly. "Why must you be so noisy?" He watched the feather disappear over the tops of the big pink ginger flowers, wishing he could move like a shadow instead of a tumble of twigs. Feeling a bit discouraged, Ravi padded on through the jungle. The air was getting warmer, and the world was filled with the gentle hum of happy insects. He was just about to find a nice, shady spot for a rest when he saw it. Hovering perfectly still, beside a trumpet-shaped flower of the brightest pink, was the most magical creature he had ever seen. It was a tiny hummingbird, no bigger than Ravi's ear. Its feathers shimmered with the green of a new leaf and the sparkle of an emerald. Its throat was a flash of fiery ruby. Its wings were beating so fast they were just a blur, and they made a soft, magical sound, a gentle hum that seemed to be the secret sound of the jungle itself. Ravi's heart gave a little flutter, not with the urge to pounce, but with pure wonder. He didn't want to catch the beautiful bird. He just wanted to get a little closer, to see the shimmering colors up close, to watch its tiny needle-like beak sip from the flower without scaring it away. This became his new quest, the most important mission in his whole little life. He would be quiet. He would be graceful. He would see the hummingbird. He decided this time would be different. He wouldn't think about pouncing or playing. He would only think about being silent. He took a slow, deep breath, trying to make himself as small and still as possible. He lowered his belly to the soft grass. He imagined he was a patch of sunlight, something that belonged on the forest floor. Very, very slowly, he began to move. He lifted one big, soft paw from the ground. He lifted it slower than a snail crawls, slower than a flower opens. He held it in the air for a moment, his muscles tight with concentration. He was so focused on his paw, on placing it down without a sound, that he forgot all about the other parts of himself. He forgot about his long, twitchy tail. Filled with excitement and hope, his tail gave a happy little flick. Then another. It swished through the air and knocked right against a tall, dry stalk of bamboo. Tap, tap, tap. The sound was sharp and loud in the quiet air. It wasn't a big noise, but it was enough. The tiny emerald hummingbird, which sees and hears every little thing, instantly darted away. It was there one moment, a shimmering jewel, and gone the next, a flash of green disappearing into the dense leaves. Ravi was left all alone, staring at the bright pink flower, now empty and still. A heavy feeling settled in his chest. His ears drooped down as far as they could go. He let out a sad little chuff, a puff of warm air that barely rustled the grass. "I'm just too clumsy," he mumbled to the empty flower. "I'm too loud. I'll never be quiet like Mother. I'll always be a noisy, stumbling cub." Feeling terribly discouraged, Ravi didn't feel like walking or playing anymore. He flopped down right where he was, resting his chin on his paws in the soft, cool grass. He didn't try to do anything at all. He just lay there, watching the jungle world go on around him, his little tiger heart feeling heavy. And as he lay there, simply being still, he started to notice things he hadn't before. He saw a long, busy line of tiny black ants marching across a fallen log. They moved as one, a silent, determined ribbon of life, not making a single sound. He watched them for a long, long time. Then his eyes caught a flicker of movement on a nearby branch. It was a chameleon, its skin the exact color of the bumpy bark. As Ravi watched, it took a slow, deliberate step onto a green leaf, and like magic, its skin slowly shifted from bumpy brown to a perfect, smooth green. It happened without a whisper of sound. Ravi blinked. The ants weren't trying hard to be quiet. The chameleon wasn't concentrating with all its might. They were just quiet. It was part of who they were. It wasn't something they did, but something they were. The secret isn't in trying, Ravi thought to himself. The secret is in being. He thought about when he was his most quiet self. It was at night, snuggled up against his mother's warm, soft fur, just before he drifted off to sleep. He remembered the feeling of taking a long, slow, sleepy breath, the kind that made his whole body feel heavy and peaceful and calm. Lying there in the grass, he took a breath just like that. He breathed in the scent of the warm earth and breathed out all his frustration. He let his shoulders get soft. He let his paws feel loose and gentle. He felt that sleepy, calm feeling wash all through him. Then, while still holding on to that peaceful, sleepy feeling, he decided to try something. He lifted one paw from the grass. He didn't think about being quiet. He only thought about being calm. The paw felt light, as if it were floating. He placed it down on the ground, and it landed with the softness of a falling leaf. There was no crunch. There was no snap. There was only silence. A little thrill went through him. It was his aha moment. It wasn't about trying harder, but about feeling calmer. The quiet wasn't in his paws. It was inside him. He practiced a few more times. A slow, sleepy breath. A calm, easy step. His body felt loose and graceful. He was no longer a clumsy tumble of cub, but a flowing part of the quiet jungle. He felt a deep, happy peace settle over him. And then, a tiny miracle. A familiar hum, returned to the air, The little emerald hummingbird was back, hovering once more at the same bright pink flower. Ravi's heart gave a gentle flutter, but this time, he didn't tense up. He took a slow, sleepy breath. He remembered the feeling of inner calm. He began to move toward the flower, one soft, silent step at a time. He felt like he was moving in a dream. His paws sank into the moss without a whisper. His tail swayed gently and gracefully behind him, careful not to touch a single thing. Closer and closer he crept, until he was right there, hiding behind a broad green leaf. He peeked around the edge. He was so close now. He could see every perfect, tiny detail. He saw the blur of the hummingbird's wings, the tiny, brilliant black eye, and the way its long, delicate beak dipped deep into the flower to sip the sweet nectar. It was even more beautiful and magical than he had imagined. He stayed there for a long, wonderful moment, just watching, his heart full of a quiet, happy pride. He had done it. He had learned the secret. That night, as the moon rose like a silver bowl in the dark sky, Ravi snuggled close to his mother in their warm, safe den. Her slow, deep breathing was a comforting rhythm in the night. Ravi closed his eyes and practiced his own slow breathing, in and out. He felt the calmness spread from his nose to the very tip of his tail. He had learned that true grace and quietness don't come from trying hard, but from the peace you find on the inside. And as he drifted off into a deep and restful sleep, he dreamed of silent, graceful paws, soft landings, and the shimmering emerald wings of a tiny magical friend.